Hi creators, Doro Kiley here with creationcoach.com, and I'm back from outside. I didn't go for a walk, I was in the garden, and I wanted to share this little beauty here. This is, well, I know it as a lamb's quarter, but it's more commonly known as a goosefoot. Super, super nutritious and delicious. And in fact, I bought seeds, and even though I could go out in the woods and pick it, I wanted to really create a little bit of a garden. But this one here is a volunteer, and so if you see this on the side of a road, this is shaped a little bit like a goosefoot. That's how you can tell it. And the leaves are very soft, like spinach, so you can eat that, and it's delicious. So that's my little trivia on plants for today. Today I have a really, I think, important topic, and it's being able to cultivate the witness. And this is a term I think Ram Dass probably introduced back in the 60s. Cultivating the witness is what we're trying to do. We're trying to separate on a spirit. Let me just say, this is me. This is me. When I say we, I mean me, and I'm wanting to share it. So if you're resonating with it, then it would be we. So I gotta watch the wording these days. So witnessing is being able to step back from the drama. And the analogy I like to use sometimes with my clients or my students is sometimes life feels like you're in the middle of a circus and you're being thrown around by monkeys and elephants and picked up by acrobats and thrown around. And sometimes life feels like that. And if you get caught in it for so long and you can't find a way out, it goes from fun to nightmare all pretty quickly. So the practice of meditation is the cultivation of the witness, where you can learn how to step outside the circus arena, step up into the bleachers a little bit at a time, so that you get more of a gestalt overview of just this sense of drama, and you step back. Your mind is not analyzing, it's not judging, it's just watching this display of pictures and energy flashing around. So there's no grasping onto it. And a good meditator can sit all the way in the back of the circus tent, and all of the drama down there in the arena isn't even an issue. It's not noticeable hardly. So this is the practice of cultivating the witness, and I've mentioned a number of times that I believe the whole spiritual path is a process of becoming nobody special, just letting go of everything that crosses your path. And this is a very Eastern philosophy, very Buddhist, but this does not entail no action. And I want to underscore that there are many wonderful books out there. I think one is called Action Without Action. And what we're doing is we're almost, you could say, becoming a vessel for life to just happen through us naturally. And so when we step to the side as a witness, then wisdom actually comes through. You could call it wisdom, or maybe it's not even wisdom. I don't want to get tangled up in the terminology. Let's say insight. And you just know what to do next, and it ends up being the best thing. There's another book called Do Nothing and Everything Gets Done. So it seems very, very, very opposite, unintuitive. But it's like the little Chinese handcuff where the more you pull, the tighter it gets. So in order to get out of it, you have to move into it. And then things just unravel. And you become free. It's not even you anymore. It's like, oh, hey, look at me, George, I'm in heaven. I made it. It's not like that. Becoming nobody is becoming part of the world, part of life happening through us. So this practice of how to become a witness is a meditative practice. And what I did this morning was a very interesting exercise, which I do on occasion, just to kind of gauge myself. Usually I will check the headlines, written headlines, so that I know broadly what's going on. I don't often delve into the whole media, online video stuff, because it's so dramatized. And as human beings, most of what's going on in the world is beyond our control, so it becomes extremely anxiety provoking. And then you add the music and the drama behind it, it's painful. And so this is what I was doing as an exercise. This is what I do. I go on these very short, one after another, looking at all the news out there and the channels and the CNN and the MSNBC and the Fox. And I can only do it for a couple of hours. And I can sit there and feel my energies being played like a piano. There's fear, anger, a lot of anger out there right now. Denial, anxiety is bottoming out. I mean, it's everywhere. I would highly suggest right now not to watch the news regularly. Keeping tuned in is fine. Being obsessed about it is what we would call in coaching an adrenaline addiction. And then we get caught. We get caught in this unhealthy cycle. So all you need is to know about it, maybe, and 90% of it you don't need even to know about it. But if we need the news, we can scan it real quick, 5 minutes in the morning with a quick cup of coffee. We don't have to obsess. I don't obsess. But I have watched it this morning, and it's scary. It's a lot worse than just reading the headlines. Whatever they've got going on the videos, they've really got it down to increase the emotional drama. So how do we do this? What I was doing this morning was watching the fear, the anxiety, the hope, the wish and grasping, and it's all up and down. Well, it's mostly down. It's all in the last bottom 3 chakras. You know what? I'm going to share this picture right here. This is a picture of how I see our energy chakras. Now I used to be a scuba diver, so I noticed rather easily that on top of the water, things are clear, things are warmer, and it's very easy to float along. Now, as you go down and deeper, it's getting colder, more pressure, and it's becoming darker. You go down far enough, you become disoriented. And the cold gets to you, and it gets just denser. So this is how I see the chakras in our energy body. The lower chakras are survival-based, and these are the chakras that are being played right now, the lower 3 chakras. So let me put this away. So these 3 chakras are being played, and you can feel it when you sit in these, while you're watching the news. You can feel it up and down. It's not just down here. I mean, it's in the throat, it's in the shoulders, it's a whole body experience, but it's coming from the need for survival, security, and And if this is not being shown to us, what I mean, it's crazy to show nonstop everything that's wrong, 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 scary, scary, threatening, threatening, and nobody can do anything about it. This is enough to make anybody psychologically ill. And here we are. Best we can do is turn it off. Be aware of it, but we don't have to become addicted to it. And it is an addiction. You can become addicted to the stress. In fact, there was some, who was it? Oh, Joe Dispenza. A great video. I'll share it below, the Joe Dispenza I just watched, regarding how do we manage these emotions. Now, mindfulness is what it is the practice of stepping away. Mindfulness, meditation, these are practices of stepping away. When you're in the middle of it, the way you step away from it, two things. When you're totally in the middle of it, say you're obsessing, you're out of control, everything is haywire, you can still step back from it. And you can still watch it. Have you ever been really mad at somebody and, you're yelling and there's this little part of you that knows you're yelling? I mean, you can step back from what's happening. Either that or we become good at redirecting. And I mean that in terms of taking care of our emotional body as though it were a child having a tantrum. What we do with a child having a tantrum is we're not going to sit down and reason with it. It's an event that is out of control. And so we redirect it very often. Sometimes we can just hold it and things will calm down. But oftentimes we have to redirect the attention away from whatever it is. Now, how do you redirect your emotion away from whatever it is you're obsessing about? Come up with a toolbox. Music. What do I have? Cold shower, right? Call a friend. Running often helps. I like to think of Forrest Gump when he just got up one day and started running. Tom Hanks is great. So redirecting it, or if you're able to watch it without grasping, that is the mindfulness practice at its best. Sitting back and watching how this emotion is playing on your body, and you can feel it. Just say, oh, I feel it in my heart is pounding, my jaw is gritting, shoulders are, whatever it is. Maybe you're choked up, your throat is closed, you're crying. To be able to watch it as an energy unfolding. This is something unfolding without the story. If you can do it without the story, that's the trick. The witness is putting the story away. This is pure being without the story. See if you can do it. See if you can do it a minute at a time without the story. 1 minute at a time. I call them M&Ms, mindful minutes. So give it a try. And on that, turn off the TV and stay creative. Hi creators, it's Doro Kiley with creationcoach.com, and I'm on a mission to improve this world through you. If you get anything through these videos, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Stay creative.